Hello Scorpio, welcome to your monthly reading for January. Thank you for your patience on the videos. I was sick for 2 weeks, but we're back in action now. So these are general readings. They may not resonate with all of you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it does resonate, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated. But let's dive right on into it. At the end of the reading, I will pull a card from the Rooted Woman Oracle deck for you, so stick around for that. But what is going on with Scorpio in January? Okay. This is you. What crosses you or your challenge for January, your conscious energy, your unconscious energy, your past, your future, your attitude towards the situation, energy that surrounds you and you may not be aware of, hopes and fears, and the possible outcome of the situation. Okay, so Scorpio, for your energy for January, you get the 8 of Cups. So trying to emotionally disconnect from something or walk away from something in January, or could just be kind of disconnected from your emotions in general. But it's more so, I feel like, you trying to detach yourself from some sort of energy that's no longer serving you. For what's crossing you, you get the Queen of Wands. So I feel like you're trying to step into this energy of being independent, self-assured, confident, kind of trying to step back into that confidence. Maybe you kind of lost that for a little bit, trying to regain that, that kind of outgoingness. Seems like you're going through a little bit of a difficult time. For your conscious energy, you do get the 5 of Wands, so a lot of conflict. This could be conflicted emotions, conflicting thoughts, your thoughts conflicting with your emotions, or some sort of conflict happening with the people around you as well, but we'll clarify. For your unconscious energy, you get the Hierophant, so I feel like you are trying to navigate how to commit yourself to something and stay committed to it. I feel like that may be an issue for you that you don't realize. Committing to one thing and then deciding, well, don't really want to do that. Maybe trying to figure out if the traditional path is for you, or if you need to do something a little bit more creative. And in your past, you get to the 4 of Swords. So a lot of kind of healing that you did in the past, some time you took to kind of be by yourself and really, figure out which parts of you were hurting, which parts of yourself that you needed to kind of let go of, what people in your life maybe you needed to let go of to gain some clarity on, the bigger picture of your life. For your future energy, you get to the Queen of Pentacles. So kind of stepping into this, seems like finances are pretty good, stepping into this energy of, being very caring and thoughtful of the people around you. Feeling like you have it all and you have enough to give to others as well. For your attitude towards the situation, you get the Chariot. So feeling very determined to, I feel like, get over this little hump that you're trying to get through, whatever it is that you're trying to disconnect from. I feel like you want to do it very quickly. Just get over it, get past all these negative feelings that may be kind of bringing you down. For your energy that surrounds you and you may not be aware of, you do get the 5 of Cups. So there is kind of an energy of grief, of loss, of kind of focusing on the things that you don't have instead of the things that you do have. I feel like you may not even realize that you are kind of dwelling on that. maybe just kind of like an energy that you are putting off of kind of just a little sad. For your hopes and fears, you get to the Knight of Wands. So yeah, wanting to step into, again, that energy of, vitality, freedom, being adventurous, courageous, tackling things without worrying about them. At the same time, maybe being scared of that because, like, worrying about things, I feel like you think helps you not get into situations, which is true, but you also got to follow your gut a lot of the times, or some of the times. For the possible outcome of the situation, you do get the Nine of Wands, so overcoming obstacles, overcoming hurdles, building that resilience within to be able to overcome these difficult times possibly that you are going through right now. But let's get into the clarifications. We'll start with the Eight of Cups for your energy for January. Why is the Eight of Cups here? I'll take that one because that one came out pretty aggressively. Oh, there it is. Alright. Okay, for the Eight of Cups, you get the Seven of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. Okay. I feel like you're disconnecting from something or somebody that was kind of dishonest or deceitful. This could be self-deception as well. It feels like it was a sense of something promising or somebody promising everything that you'd ever hoped and dreamed for. I feel like dreams, like very idealistic dreams that you had. And then those dreams not being fulfilled, you're kind of having to disconnect from that. At least the idealistic version of that, because, things don't always work out perfectly, things come up, and we just have to be prepared for that mentally and emotionally. But I feel like this could also be like a person that promised like so many things, promised you the world, and then they turned out to be kind of really just deceitful towards you, and just not the person that they said they were, which is interesting. Let's clarify the Queen of Wands for what's crossing you. Why is the Queen of Wands here for Scorpio? Okay. For the Queen of Wands, you get the Empress card, the Six of Wands, the Two of Cups. Huh. It is interesting. I don't know if this is you trying again to nurture yourself, show yourself empathy and compassion after this relationship kind of didn't work out, or if this is you kind of thinking about trying to not disconnecting from them, but trying to rebuild that bond and create a successful relationship with them without losing yourself in the process. I feel like that may be an issue where you become so tied into somebody's life and their own hopes and dreams, and then you collaborate your life together, and then you just have this focus of what your guys' life will be like together, that you forget about your own hopes and dreams and who you are as a person. So wanting to kind of still focus on your own successes, on your own emotions and your own goals in the midst of this relationship, not wanting to lose sight of that, but also wanting the relationship to work out. So I feel like you may be emotionally disconnecting in order to do that. Let's clarify the Five of Wands for your conscious energy. That is the Five of Wands here for Scorpio. Okay, for the Five of Wands, you get the Fool, the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Cups. Yeah. I think this is a conflict within you of trying to figure out who you are, what you want, really struggling to gain clarification on that. Wanting a new beginning, but not knowing where to start. So it feels like a really big inner conflict within you. It feels like you have a lot of options available to you, and then that's kind of overwhelming at the same time, because it's like not clear to you which path is the correct one, and so it's just creating a lot of confusion and, frustration for you. Let's clarify the Hierophant for your unconscious energy. Why is the Hierophant here? You're just jumping out at me today. Okay. Alright. For the Hierophant, you get the Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like this is a really strong urge to commit yourself to something that is tried and true, that will bring in finances, that will, that is proven to work out for other people, because you are afraid of not being able to provide financially, but also kind of feeling stuck in that. Like, this path may not be the one that you actually want to take, but it's the one that you feel like you have to take because you want to make sure that you are financially secure. So feeling trapped in that need to be financially abundant, and that fear of not being financially abundant, of being, kind of without what you want and desire. This could also be a sense of, carrying with you that energy of loss, of fear of abandonment, of lack, carrying with you that feeling of lack, while simultaneously trying to manifest wealth at the same time. So kind of just stuck in that feeling of not having enough, possibly not being enough, while you're trying to, work towards some sort of goal, and that may be kind of setting you back. Let's clarify the Four of Swords for your past. Why is the Four of Swords here? For the Four of Swords, you get the Death card, the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Wands. Yeah. So in the past, I feel like you were also struggling similarly with what you are consciously struggling with now, with trying to find some sort of purpose. But I feel like in the past, you kind of just let it go. Gave yourself some time to really break away from that and not put so much pressure on yourself. Kind of like having a little bit of a que sera, whatever will be attitude. But at the same time, there was a big transformation there when that happened. I don't know if you were even conscious of that. But amidst that, there was sort of like a rebirth within yourself. This could have also been you, cutting out ties with people who were bringing conflict into your life, separating yourself from them, or separating yourself from other parts of yourself that were bringing you down. Kind of letting go that feeling of needing to always know what's going to happen, or plan everything out, or think everything through very thoroughly, and just letting things be. Let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles for your future energy. Interesting. For the Queen of Pentacles, you get the Five of Cups, the World card, the Nine of Swords. This feels like the end of a cycle of grief, but at the same time, that end of that cycle of grief brings fear and anxiety. Like there was some sort of comfort that you got from grieving something or somebody, and then you kind of have a realization one day when you wake up and you're like, I don't really feel that way anymore. That's great, but also a little scary. Feels like you're kind of trying to bring yourself back to that state almost, because there's a tiny part of you that maybe misses it. Let's clarify the Chariot for your attitude towards the situation. For the Chariot, you get the Six of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords. Okay. It's interesting because it's like in the beginning of the reading you were showing me that you were emotionally detaching from something, but then on top of that with the Queen of Wands, it's like you also wanted to make things work. And then here you're also showing me that you want to mentally detach from something or move away from something or somebody. But at the same time, there's a lot of love there. And you're still thinking about it a lot. So I don't know if you're trying to move past this, at the same time still thinking of ways it can work, or ways you can fix something. So you're like trying to move on, but at the same time trying to figure out how to go back and make it work, if that makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense to you. Just interesting. Let's clarify the Five of Cups. The energy that surrounds you and you may not be aware of. For the Five of Cups, you get the Knight of Swords, the King of Wands, the Sun card. Yeah, feels like you're just kind of glossing over this pain you're feeling at the moment, pushing through it very intensely, very aggressively, thinking your way through it, distracting yourself away from this feeling, and just putting on this facade that everything's good, that you're happy, everything's a-okay. But there's still this energy that you're putting off, that you're ignoring, of that you are grieving something, that you are suffering a little bit, that you are sad. And just feel like this is you trying to control that and kind of snuff that out by pretending it's not there. Let's clarify the Knight of Wands for your hopes and fears. Okay, for the Knight of Wands, you get to the Three of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Wands. So, yeah, there's that heartbreak, that hurt right there. I feel like you want to address it, you want to heal that, but at the same time, you're still very resistant against it. You're like, you know you need to do it, but it's like, no, let's just do something fun. Let's go on an adventure. We don't need to worry about that because it'll heal with time, as everybody says. But it also needs to be tended to. It needs to be acknowledged. Feels like you're kind of just shying away from it. I don't know if this heartbreak or this hurt that you're trying to gloss over, if it even is with this relationship or if it's something that happened like in your way past, something that really, really hurt you very deeply that you've been glossing over and ignoring for a while. And hoping that one day it will heal. But also at the same time, it's kind of like this thing in the near future here, possibly of afraid of it healing, because that pain may be a little bit comforting to you, if that makes sense. Like the pain is a reminder that there was something or somebody that you once cared about so deeply, or that they were part of your life, or that this thing was a part of your life, that you don't want to let go of that pain. Which, I mean, I get it. Let's clarify the 9 of Wands for the possible outcome. It's the 9 of Wands here for Scorpio's possible outcome in January. Okay, for the 9 of Wands, you get the Strength card, the Queen of Wands, the 2 of Wands. Okay. So I feel like this is you realizing that you have to, it's scary to look within, to deal with those, to deal with that hurt, to acknowledge it. But you have to do it, ultimately. You have to do it in order to become the best version of yourself that you want to be, that you can be. I don't know if you're actually doing it, but you're at least acknowledging that you need to do it, and you're making the plans to do it. Making the plans of how can I become this version that I want to be for myself, the highest version of myself that will bring the most fulfillment to my life. Acknowledging all of the obstacles that you've had to overcome, all the hurdles that you've had to face, and, the wounds that you've accumulated, if that's the right word, through that time, and starting to plan on healing those wounds. Like really healing them, not just, saying they're healed and moving on. Interesting. Let's get a card from the Rooted Woman Oracle deck for you to close it out. Do the Rooted Woman want Scorpio to know in January? The Old Woman of Dreams, the Maker of Visions. The story tells of a young girl who loses her way in misty weather and stays with the couple for a year and a day, helping them with their work. As a consequence, the girl comes to understand the importance of apprenticeship. She emerges from the old woman's tuition with the knowledge of how to interpret dreams, a skill that she later finds valuable in her husband's country, and which she in turn passes on to the people to the benefit of all. The Old Woman of Dream card reminds us that we should always take time to apprentice ourselves to the knowledge of our dreams. Although many of our dreams don't make sense to us in a narrative context, nevertheless, the characters who populate them and the images which appear hold information that might be helpful to us along our path. Our dreams also reflect the wisdom of our inner self, the part of us that knows what's good for us, even when our conscious mind does not. Interesting. Well, that is all I have for you for the month of January, Scorpio. I really hope this helped, and have a wonderful rest of your day.